Good morning, YouTube. I think that sounds so cool. It sounds neat, so I'm going to do it a few times. Little crown chakra opening. That's so peaceful. I feel like medicine for the soul. Anywho, so I'm gonna do a little quick message for this Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday, May 19th. I had a lucky chance to be home for a little while before I have to go in, so I thought I would do this as I had a chance. There's a couple things I have coming forward as well. On the 22nd, it is all about balancing into the new earth energies. So I am going to be uploading it. I don't think I'm going to do it as a live. I will upload a video or a guided meditation, whatever comes out, in regards to helping us balance into the new world energies, okay, the new earth energies. It's very much so a reality. It's really interesting to fathom all of it, right? But it's really cool at the same time. So it's time to go into, it's like going into new energies in a balanced state, equal to the new energies at hand. Okay, and then I think they're kind of nudging. I wasn't going to do it, but they're kind of nudging. So a workshop on the 26th. Okay, and it is about higher frequencies of light. I will post the details on that. Again, I wasn't going to do anything, and they're like, yes, I keep feeling that I need to. So the 22nd will be a YouTube video for balance. And then, I think that's a Saturday, right? No. And then the 26th, I will have a workshop. Okay. All right, pulling cards for the collective for today. There's a few things going on in the air. So some of us are reminding us to, think about joy. Whatever makes us happy, do that. And then on the other hand, it's, be diligent. Like, you don't want to be, again, I'm hearing complacent is not a place to be, no matter what right now, because there's a lot going on. Okay, you either have an opportunity to grab energy that is only available once every 75,000 years, they say. And then some have the opportunity to choose ascension or not ascension. I mean, there's so much going on. Whether you believe in it or not, that's okay with me. You don't have to. The two earths aspect, how it plays out, how it really goes down is hard to fathom. But it is very real. You're either going one way or you're going another. You can even look at it as like entering heaven or entering hell. So it is the case where we're separating, and one is going to go to where they are suffering more, and the other side is going to start ascending into higher frequencies of light, which, do you remember on one of my last videos, I talked about the vision that I had with the red light, the hue, the energy was palpable, like something was coming in, and it looked like this big ball of woof. And so I really do feel like it relates all to that. I don't know, those two fell out and I didn't feel right about them. So I have the window open, so it is probably a little noisy, but that's okay with me, honestly. Yeah. And my phone's going off. You know, I'm always got something going on with work on my phone. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. All right, this is interesting. We've got grieving, finding, and passion. So you can almost read it like a book, right? Grieving, but finding, passion. So it's kind of interesting. It's like, how do we get to finding our passion? We must grieve. We must grieve what once was. We must grieve anything blocking it. So there's layers to this message. All right. Grieving. I feel like no matter what, we are all going to be grieving something. You're either being asked to let go of past stuff, and in reality you have to grieve that loss, or you're being asked to accept the reality of a situation, and in which case you can be grieving a lot of things. There are some people who are going to be grieving a major reality coming forth, right? We've been talking about that. I do hear in this that somebody will have an end to a relationship as well, but it's not. So again, it's not about endings, it's about new beginnings, okay? And so that's really what it's about. It's like having the courage and the ability to rise up from what once was and go into the new. Let me turn that down. Sorry, I didn't realize I was going to be so busy as I got on here. So there's that aspect, but again, I feel like about rising up into the new, right? Like, look at the butterfly. Like, it's almost like the phoenix, right? But it's not quite like the phoenix. You're not rising up from the ashes. What this one's really talking about is rising into higher light, but letting go of what once was. No matter what in life, you grieve. You grieve when you grow into a new version of self. You grieve when you let go of new relationships. You can even grieve when you enter into new relationships. Are you aware of that? Sometimes when we enter into new relationships, we grieve aspects of ourselves that were once single. Does that make sense? So there's so much to that. Okay, so be mindful for where you are and who you are and what's coming around in your world. They're saying, please don't think of it necessarily as like the people next to you are all going to die. That's not what they're saying. That's not what it's about. When they mention relationship changes, sometimes things just end for the greater good. Okay? Then we have finding. When you grieve and you let go and we cry it out and we release, grieving is getting over that any heartache that we harness, right? From anything, past, current, expectations. You tend to find new things. You find new light. You find new energy. You find new beginnings. So I'm hearing new beginnings also. So be mindful of finding new beginnings, finding new treasures, finding new love. I just was drawn to this. So here's the butterfly, okay, which I was drawn to in this one big time. And here's that same looking butterfly, same colors, same everything. Smaller, right? It's like large here because when we're grieving, we're deep in the emotion, all right? So we're in the thick of it. You can say that. We are in the thick of it. That's the message here. And quickly we are going to be finding new light, new energy, new relationships, new parts of our soul, new parts of self, new light, okay, new light. and look at the butterfly off smaller in the distance, but beautifully flying free and more in higher light, more free, more peaceful. Okay? And then when you get there, you find new passion. So there's also new passion coming forth. So as we go into higher lights and we let go of what once was and we awaken to the newness of what's around us, and this is the energy at hand, we find who we are, what ignites our soul, what makes us feel passionate. What makes you passionate? Do you know that answer? That's what Spirit wants to know. Do you know what makes you passionate? Are you aware of your passion? Are you utilizing your passion? I feel like there's going to be so much passion coming forth as we rise into a higher light of love and we grieve what once was, no matter what that may be. Okay? Then I have, sweet. Take off your masks. Okay? Grieving. This really does go with that one, I feel like. Grieving and take off your masks. That's a pretty card. Really pretty cards. I was drawn to these cards today. I haven't quite pulled them very much yet. A couple times, I think. Take off your masks. Allow the reality to be at hand. Grieve what the falsehoods were. Grieve what once was. Take off your mask. Be real. Be who you are. Be authentic to yourself. That's been coming through a lot lately, right? Allow yourself to stand in your convictions, in your beliefs, in your reality, in your truths, okay? Finding your passion, finding your higher lights, finding your calling, your beautiful butterfly wings. Okay. Alright, and then we have be aware. I feel like these two go together, but we have self-sabotage and procrastination. Okay, right now it's super important to be aware of moments of procrastination and moments where we are self-sabotaging, because for the last almost 2 years now I have been talking about shaking up all that darkness to the surface. So be very mindful of the temptations to listen to things that are keeping us from the higher lights, okay? And grieving is a trigger. Grieving is an issue because we don't always want to tap into those deep emotions, do we? But once you do and you allow them to come out, you allow yourself to sit in the thick of it. Remember, the thick of it. Then we allow higher lights in, okay? But things always try to stop us when we do that, all right? So beware of the falsehoods. Do not self-sabotage, okay? And procrastination can be a form of self-sabotage. All right? Procrastination, it's like avoidance behavior. Procrastination, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have this conversation because it might hurt. I don't want to do that project because it's going to be hard. Like, it's going to take my presence. I don't want to look at the reality of the world at hand, okay? Also, what I'm hearing is you have a lot of people focusing on the fear, all right? It is the case where there is two earths. There's the old earth and the new earth. You could look at it as highlight and dark light. If you can't go into ascension being of a certain vibration, where are you going to go, okay? It's weird, and it's kind of hard to fathom, but it is the reality of our situation at hand, okay? So all of it. Be mindful of who you are. Be mindful of your light. Be mindful of where you're going with it. Be willing to sit in the thick of it so that you can go into higher lights, you know, that you can find yourself and you can find your joy and your passion. Make sure you're going out of your passion. When you are in your passion, you guys, when you're passionate about something, do you procrastinate? Right? When you're passionate about something, do you allow things to sabotage you? Heck to the no. Usually it's like, I got this and nothing's going to stop me. Okay? I feel like passion triumphs all. Passion overcomes anything. Be passionate about who you are. Be passionate about your convictions. Okay? Right? And don't allow things to take that away. Don't allow things to sabotage you. And don't allow things to stop you. And create space where you're not acting immediately. Because if we're in a situation where you either go into one world or you go into the other, and we don't have time, which are you going to choose? Are you going to sit back and go, well, I don't know, and then risk being left in a state of vibration you don't wish to be left in a state of reality that you don't want to play into? That's very well the energy that is out there, okay? It's not, when you work in the spirit realm, it's total different ballgame. And that goes with expectations, okay? Beware of falsehoods, take off the masks. Beware of who you're listening to, including and not limited to yourself. I love these cards, you guys. They're so animated. They're so vibrant. They're just so beautiful. Who did the artwork? Can I hire him to do mine? That's beautiful. I love it. All right. What a beautiful message for this Wednesday. Hopefully empowerment. Find your passion. Ignite this world. Let's light this crap on fire, right? Let's do this. Let's create our reality. If it is still the case that our future is being written as we speak, what the hell are we wasting our time on? Okay. Yes, there's increase in earthquakes. Yes, there's all these things going around. We know it's for purpose, so let's just focus on the higher things. Okay. Allow ourselves to be in the thick of it, finding new sources of light, hanging on to our passion, being aware of falsehoods, including and not limited to self-sabotage and procrastination. So much love. Hasta la vista, baby.